Hey, yo, what's good, guys? This is Sylvie Alkaline from the Healthiest podcast. We about to get an interview in with my brother Wavey. He is an alkaline connoisseur. Every chef knows his name. Every juicer knows his name. Every real herbalist knows his name. If you official, he probably know your name because he eats at every spot. I seen him in Cali, literally eating alkaline food, and we always see each other at every event. So
Yeah, without even trying, you know what I mean? That should just be happening everywhere. But if you really, it's a small community, so if you really eat like this, then you bound to bump into either one of us, you know what I mean? That's how that shit is. But man, thank God bless, job bless, we where we at, you know what I mean?
yeah, we,
You know what I
we, we,
mean?
we
We
always see
connected.
each other, so I always see him, and I'm like, I feel like the frequency of the food and us trying to be like a different vibe now. We're not trying to be like the same people from before, but we're trying to just upgrade our lives with the food, mentally, spiritually. So, yeah, bro, I wanted to get you on this podcast because you eat a lot of different places, bro. So, like, what's the reason why you became alkaline, bro?
Multiple reasons. I was first and foremost, my parents, I'm not gonna lie, instilled like eating healthy without trying, just giving me mad fruits and vegetables growing up. And then I was a wrestler when I was on the right path young. And I was athletic. I was into a couple of sports. I had to cut weight, drop weight. So then, needless to say, after living a careless teenage life, I tried to clean it up by the time I was 18, 19. Um, Cleaned up my whole diet. I recognized I had a mind opening experience, you feel me, for multiple reasons. Um, and I was on my enlightenment journey, so I had to shift my whole diet to uh, how do I say, like, elevate my frequency, everything that comes with that, feel better, think better, and it took a long time to get here because it's been almost 10 years being vegan, plant based, and the availability, the
Is there a
options.
difference between vegan and alkaline? Because you said you was vegan for 10 years.
Yeah,
And how long have you
facts.
been alkaline full time?
Easily 2.5, almost 3, but not
Have you
not
seen
a
a
full.
difference between vegan and alkaline?
1,000,000%, undeniable. If you know me, you know the difference even too. The most growth is when I turned to alkaline. I mean, obviously, I felt better eating plant-based foods, but those foods are contaminated as well.
Why do you
And
see, why do you think there's a difference between alkaline and vegan food?
a huge difference because a lot of vegan food is still processed. They're still they're almost like programmed to be marketed to be healthier, but in reality, you're better off just eating something that was more pure. You know what I mean? Most of those foods are not pure. We know the mainstream foods like Beyond Meat, and even simple foods like cereal foods, they got all these extra additives and sugars.
Over
It's
20 ingredients.
Yeah, so you gotta really narrow it down to what's the closest to source, like, of what the ingredients were. And nowadays, organic isn't good enough. I mean, I need to know the source. I need to know everything because that applies to so many layers, not even just food, but that's first and foremost. What is the source? Like, how is that food or whatever the product is being processed? Most importantly.
Now, I agree
So
with you because I was vegan and I was still sick. And a lot of people think vegan is good enough when it's not. I believe alkaline is the purest and the most elite food you can put in your body. And, I run into the same people over and over. And, the reason I wanted to get my Wavy on the interview, because I can see he's really passionate about this alkaline movement. Like, this brother will go out his way. He'll buy like two, 300, maybe more. I don't know, but I just know he spends money on this alkaline food. Like, he don't play around, right?
it's a fact. I
Like
don't,
have
and
you?
it's not cheap
And,
either.
and, and not to brag though, because you told me and I believe it, because I see you at every event. He comes out with like plates. Like it looks like he's leaving Thanksgiving dinner and just took like 20 plates with him, right? Like,
Yeah, and to provide clarity to that, if I'm not buying food for other people because I want them to share my experience, and all the time I'm giving this food to people that ain't never even eat vegan food traditionally, and I'm showing them that alkaline food is turned up, tastes way better, feels way better, and culturally there's so many different chefs that are like specific to each culture. So when I come to these events or these chefs, I cash out because whether or not I'm eating everything today or tomorrow, whatever the shelf life is that it could last in my fridge. I'm trying to be loaded. I hate having to travel all over throughout one day, so I try to dedicate at least 1 or 2 days out the week, where I could just grab bulk and have it in the fridge, because it's hard being someone that eats like this and you don't. Someone like me, I'm on the go, so I'm not a chef. Very rarely do I cook on my own food, so it's important to me what options I have and who I could shop with, because most of these chefs don't really have. Not saying who I shop with, but I'm saying in general. And the community of just food, not the alkaline community. Most chefs don't share that integrity, so that's why
It's very hard to find like an official chef, right? Like,
yeah, because you need to know all the ingredients in your food. That should be something that's a part of integrity. That people should know what's in the food, right? Everybody got allergies. Everybody feels a certain type of way, especially if you're on a specific diet. So I think it's important to really lock in with the people that make your food if you're not the person making your food, because that's energy is transmuted, and you don't know. I mean, these people eat anywhere, so even like regular vegan food, like I don't feel love in a lot of that food, and I don't feel good after eating
how
a
big
lot
is
of that food.
the? I'm a big person when it comes to. I'm big when it comes to only having chefs that I feel good energy from cooking my food, because I truly believe if somebody has negative energy, that food will go into the. I mean, the negative energy will go into the food.
For
So I'm
sure.
really big on that. Are you like also on that type of level of
Yeah,
thinking?
nah, they gotta have that chef's kiss, that extra love, like they almost trying to nourish me with their food. Not almost, that's what should be the intention. You know what I mean? That your food is gonna nourish whoever's eating it, and it's gonna taste amazing. And especially if it's alkaline, it's an alternative that if it's somebody that doesn't eat like that, it's gonna change their whole perception. Or the people that do eat like that, they're gonna be locked in. I know there's a lot of chefs out here. They've locked me all the way in with how they flex
Yeah, cause
some of the
you
ingredients.
be showing mad love. Like for you, I don't think it's just cause they're nourishing you. You actually have love for them,
Yeah,
cause
for
it's
sure.
not a lot of us in the community. Like we see the same. If you really be pulling up, there's not a lot. There's like you see the same faces, and
Yeah, I'm
like
super appreciative of everybody's service to what
yeah,
they provide, because,
facts.
like I said, there's not enough of them, and sometimes they don't feel appreciated. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I can only speak for myself. I'm sure there's other people out here, and I've heard it that people patronize people for their services. If you don't know what that word means, obviously, like myself, I did it. You just, you try to belittle people with your money, and you think that entitles you to something, but these people be working their asses off in the kitchen a lot of the time, and the ingredients are not cheap, and they're not making nowhere near the same profits that a regular business would make traditionally.
Yeah,
And
it's hard.
it's
It's
like,
really hard for a chef. Like we have
yeah.
personal relationship with these chefs, and chefing ain't no joke. The amount of prepping, the amount of time it goes into this food. I understand the high prices, and I don't say nothing because I know how long it takes. For my first event, we was the Alkaline boys making the Alkaline pool party. I swear I was cutting for like 24 hours, mushrooms, peppers, bro, onions. It was not easy. I was almost about to like crash out because I just couldn't do it, and that's why like this food that we're eating, it's not processed, right? It's not it has no chemicals to keep it to last long. It's the most original food, and I don't mind paying a high price, right? Like you've gone places that you pay a good amount of money, right? Like, and you don't
All the
care
time.
because it's amazing food and it tastes the best.
Yeah, I feel like it makes them put more effort into it. I'd rather them not have to feel like they have to make a shortcut to accommodate the cheaper pricing, that they're not making enough money, so now they're trying to make little shortcuts in between. If that a little bit extra locks me in, secures that you put in that extra thought into what you put into food, I'll pay the extra all day.
Right? Yeah,
Cause
me too.
some people, I don't know. That's the problem with the veganism, cause they be trying to accommodate to people that be, obviously everybody's on a different budget, and I came from a budget as well. I was not always in this position to ever do this, but I worked hard. But anybody on a budget, obviously, um, there's different types of foods that you could tap into, and I think it's just about knowing, like, it's information is power. So when you know who to tap in with and where to, like, if I was on a budget, I wouldn't always be eating, like already cooked foods. I'd eat more raw traditionally. Like I would get the grains and put together salads or something like that. But or just juice and fruits is not that expensive. You could just sit there and
Eat
live
that,
off
yeah,
fruits
yeah.
and juices easily and go on a fast.
But
So
that cooked food is definitely gonna cost you.
yeah,
But
it is.
it's
It
for a
takes
reason.
time to cook
It
it.
takes
There's
time.
all you making a tortilla out of spelt that's handmade. That's hard to make. Pizza, for example, done the crust rising. That takes a whole day to do that. Like that takes a whole preparation.
It takes
Everything.
takes days.
Yeah, every little thing that people got going on with their secrets, like it's not like they could put that together within an hour or two. They gotta really, some things you gotta soak overnight. You know what I mean? Some things gotta sprout. There's so many variables, but definitely like when it comes to being a consumer in this industry, like I said, it matters just knowing the chefs and most people. When you're dealing with a brand or even like any major like company, you're just shopping with like who's ever, you know what I mean. You go to a restaurant, you're just shopping with the people that um are serving you the food. The chefs, it rotates every day. It's not like a specific chef all the time, except
You
certain
actually know
restaurants.
these chefs. Like it's literally
Yeah,
like they can control. They're nourishing us to the point that we gotta show respect to the chefs.
it's the same people getting busy every time, so their methodology isn't changing ever. Their
You can tell
ethic and
somebody's
hygiene.
vibe who's in. I mean, for me at least, I can kind of feel which chef is really in it for the money and who's really in it because of the
For
love
sure.
of the food. Can you tell too?
All day. I mean, the food don't lie. Your body won't lie. First of all, anyway. I mean, aside from
No, and this is not to gross each other to gross the community out, but I believe when you take a shit, that shit has a lot to do with your health. Do you know what I'm talking about, right?
yeah,
When you
now
eat,
if some doesn't agree with you, you're gonna know the next
your body's
day.
gonna tell you there's like the solid shits and they come out easy. You barely gotta wipe. Maybe don't even gotta wipe. Those are like that's how you know that food's so official. And then you might take a shit and have diarrhea one day, and you like, why did I get diarrhea from the alkaline food? There has to be something up with it.
Definitely. And a lot of that shit, that's why I don't even like to experiment like with places I'm not familiar with, because God forbid they put something that, because
It's very scary to eat out, even if it's a vegan restaurant, because you don't know what oil they're using. They may use a grapeseed oil that's not even like a good one. There's so much variables.
And when you start asking people that aren't familiar with people that like are super strict with it, they act like you're asking for too much. So I try not to, even have people accommodate to how I eat. If I'm not in a familiar area where people got options for me, I'm just fasting.
So let me ask you this: for people who may not know, you're an alkaline connoisseur, bro. You've been to every alkaline chef. I'm not saying a top 10 list, but name me the chefs that you go to. Shout out to all the chefs that you have respect for.
That's easy and hard at the same time.
No, there's no
trying
there's no
to narrow
top,
it down.
no, there's no top 10 because I
Yeah,
don't want to
yeah,
start who's the best chef.
that's easy.
But
though.
in your opinion, who are the best alkaline chefs? And there's no order.
No order. First coming to mind, obviously Don, because I just said him.
Chef Don?
I just had Pathcline's food.
Alkaline.
He's good. True Foodies, fire. He's on a come up with. Watch what he got going on. The Guagala concept out west. V-Gains LA. Chef GC, self creators. I don't even know what number I'm at, but everybody I said was
What
was a
about
hitter.
Beyond Vegan?
Beyond Vegan. Oh yeah, can't forget him. His juices and just all his foods is fire. Somebody I'm forgetting. I fuck with Ginger Alkaline's Cafe.
Oh, Ginger's Cafe.
They're always like weekly. They used to have a storefront. There's somebody I'm forgetting, man. I don't wanna.
Oh yeah, we don't forget. If
about
we
them.
forget your name, or if you forget your name, don't think we left you out.
Yeah, it's hard, man, because out west, definitely Naguagla concept, V-Gains.
What do you think is
vegan.
better, in your opinion, West Coast or East Coast? In general,
It's kind of not fair against the East Coast people, because I'm not gonna lie, being on the West Coast, they're gonna get their fruits fresher. They're right there next to Mexico, so like the juice is gonna hit different. But with just fruits in general, and a lot of stuff is gonna come fresher. But I'm not gonna lie, it's all about your sources, because the people I mess with in New York, they make sure that they source their foods from from quality farmers markets. So a lot of the stuff I get out here on the East Coast is quality because we're dialed in. Like we're all connoisseurs, but like I said, the accessibility to like super fresh quality fruits, like a mango, for example. I had the best mangoes, best avocados out west.
In
Like,
LA?
where I'll eat it, no season,
That makes sense because
no
Mexico's right
seasoning.
there, and
Yeah,
they get their produce for cheaper because they don't got to travel as far.
exactly.
So
It's
yeah,
like first on importation.
that's why New
So
York's expensive, and I get it, you know, because when we go out there, we're like kind of like blessed in a way, because
and that's why I feel like Jersey, New Yorkers will travel to Jersey frequently because they got a lot more farmers markets. Although we got farmers markets out here,
yeah, Jersey's way more though. I noticed.
yeah, I'll find a lot of fresh
And
stuff
Long
out there.
Island don't got none when it comes to the farms, because me and my friend, we used to go out there.
Yeah, I'm from LA, so I know firsthand.
Yeah, how hard, yo, me and my brother right here, we're gonna announce it right now. We're doing an Alkaline event at the mall, and it's in Long Island, right? So usually there's never like food out there. How important is
I don't ever eat in Long
how
Island.
important is bringing alkaline food to Long Island to you?
Super important because I'm someone born and raised in Long Island. I've been in the boroughs for years, but regardless, born and raised, been living in Long Island, and I never eat in Long Island. If you know me, you know I'm in the city every day, traveling, going borough to borough or out of state for this food. When I'm on the East Coast in New York, because it's not even a question. LA doesn't have nothing for me. I remember when I was first starting my journey, we had, I don't even remember what it was called, like Organic Corner or something like that. That was one of the only vegan
Yo,
organic
there's two
spots.
spots out there that have like a lot
They
of
closed
produce.
down anyway, what I just said.
Cornucopia, they
I've heard of
have.
them.
You heard of them? They're in Sayville. They actually have.
I never ate here, but I heard it said Jado or whatever.
Oh, my
their
boy
name is.
Jay was telling me about it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So they got like a
They're
lot
not
of.
alkaline.
They're
though,
not
that's the thing.
alkaline, but they
Yeah.
got one meal, which is they got the chickpeas, peppers, and onions
Mm-hmm.
and quinoa. So that I make a macro bowl and I pay $10. And the only thing
That's
I
the thing
wish
about
they had
vegan
seasoning.
spots.
I just wish it had seasoning. They make it like the white man way. You know what I'm saying? You know how they
Yeah.
make that joke? There's no seasoning. Like,
Yeah.
So
They're
it's
not
like
kosher.
very, but you know it's at
But
least.
that's to be healthier. People try to make it healthier for
Nah,
lack of seasoning.
I think seasoning makes you healthier.
When it's quality seasoning, like the alkaline community, you're gonna use wild ramson, basil, oregano, the long list of just all them turn your food up, like thyme, rosemary. I think that makes all your food taste 10 times better.
Yeah.
But I guess people are traditionally used to salt and other ingredients, so people, when they try not to season it, they leave it like bland. A lot of vegan restaurants do that, and that's another thing. I think there's a huge line because like the alkaline food, they try to really make sure that the flavor is like bussin'. Like even though it's like way more limited ingredient list, I feel like the people
They put extra seasoning
what
in.
they're working with, they make sure they, you know what I mean? Because I ain't never had vegan food that had like some of those spices and flavors that some of the alkaline food I've had.
Nah,
you
I'm
know
gonna
what
be
I mean?
honest. Like, and this is not even to say, like we're being biased, but I swear to you, alkaline food tastes way better than regular food.
Undeniably and shits on it, and I'm sure anybody from my following or anybody that knows me that's eating with me could share that same opinion that all the alkaline food that I eat is way better than anything.
Bro,
vegan.
all it takes is one plate.
I brought a lot of my people around that's non-vegan to my vegan spots, and they have hated the food years ago because I've been on my journey for almost 10, alkaline for 2.5. So like traditionally the past 6 years prior, nobody even liked the food for real that I was eating. Like I was going to all the places, and now I see why, because honestly, like a lot of that was colonizer, like Americanized food, and like just it was still unhealthy, but it's a transition, so I'm grateful I made it at all. But a lot of that food didn't taste that good to me. Like even now, like not even because I'm on a more restricted diet. If I went back to the flavor of a lot of that food I was eating, it was just lacking straight up. And I see why people be hesitant and like look at shit a certain way.
It's not
because-
good.
Yeah.
And that's why we want to bring the alkaline events to LI at the Alkaline Mall, because we're gonna have amazing alkaline chefs, and it's at the mall. So this is like something that never been done before. I think this is the first ever Alkaline Mall event in history.
For sure, because
100%.
most people don't even
When you go
bring
to the mall,
events
remember going to the mall as a kid? Like I ain't gonna front. I used to love the teriyaki. Remember like those Chinese people passing out that
Oh
food?
yeah, I used to eat that all the time
Oh
growing up,
man.
and that's the food that fucks your gut health up. That probably sits there for months, but that food
Yeah.
tastes amazing. It's heavily infused with soy, you know what I mean, and all that shit.
The soy sauce on that?
But I was raised on that. I think a lot of us were, but man, it's knowing that you can transition from that flavor and have a sesame ginger with kamut noodles and hit it with some peppers and some mushrooms, and you could damn near get that same flavor profile. Cause that's all shit be. Different dishes be flavor profiles. Like everything is terps. Like I'm coming from the cannabis industry, you know what I mean, and how every strain has a unique profile to it. Every dish has a different profile because you're infusing different herbs. You feel me? So it's really just a flavor profile that people want, and you could just replicate that with different ingredients. You know what I mean?
Now, facts, Brian.
So
And that's the thing about you too that I like. You know, I'm trying to quit weed just for personal reasons. You know, because I want to be the healthiest. I still smoke here and there. I'll admit it. I'm not a liar. You know, but he has like, you know, if you do smoke, he has like the cleaner weed, right? You have like you
yeah,
actually care. Like, why is your weed better than most people's in your opinion?
um, for sure, because I go the extra miles, like for the longest time. I've been flying to Cali for I couldn't tell you how long. I've caught thousands of flights. I'm very hands on with this. I go straight to the farms or the distros, labs. I get all my stuff comes with a white tag, white labeled, so I know everything's been through the lab results. I know there's no microbials, mold, mildew, pesticides, heavy metals, all that. So, but obviously within the alkaline community, I understand the fact that the strains have been hybridized so much throughout the years that it's not the same as landrace genetics from before the 80s when everything was seeded and stuff. But we know Sebi smoked weed. I, I can't really vouch for the new genetics that's out here right now. But as somebody that consumes the cleanest version of weed possible, we all suffer from some type of I should say, like, not necessarily trauma, but stress. You feel me? And a multitude of things. I feel like if you could balance weed in your lifestyle and not abuse it and respect the plant for what it is, um, you could definitely help it. It could help you be a better version of yourself and alleviate stress. But nowadays, they're trying to make us docile. That's why they legalize weed. And they
Tell me why smoking the new Zaza in New York is bad.
It's high in THC, and weed contains hundreds of cannabinoids, and we really dialed in to just THC or CBD and not the hundreds of other cannabinoids that has millions of not millions, but so many beneficial um, things that attribute to it. But now it's just about THC, and that's a psychoactive compound that gets us high.
And they spray
So
it with like terpenes and
yeah, that's the new wave, unfortunately, on the East Coast that they started. For some reason, everybody is a consumer minded. Like when they think packaging, like it's got to be colorful and all that. So now everybody thinks that we could just pop out with different flavoring, like coconut, cherry, this, and like just
I think it's normal,
weird
but it's
names.
not.
It's not at all. Weed can have thousands of different terps, which is flavored naturally because anything grown in the ground has terps. But now these people are hitting it with like terps that are artificial or after the weed is grown, which that's the whole process is artificial. So that's scary to me. And there's a lot of people. I don't know how people that can smoke that and not know, but I feel like we're in a new generation right now. It's
And that's why I quit
2025.
smoking, honestly, bro. Honestly, because I'm like, I don't know if I trust it. So it's like once in a while I still do it, and I know I gotta quit myself because I really want to just be, you know, because I like weed, but at the same time I know I can be more productive. And there's nothing wrong to me, I believe, if you're smoking. But I always suggest if you do, try to know where your source is from, so you're not smoking those extra chemicals. Because the same way they're putting chemicals in our food, chemicals in our water, now they're putting chemicals in your weed.
And tolerance breaks are important, like it's easy to pick up like a habitualistic ritualistic behavior, but that's why it's important to be able to have days where you don't smoke weed at all and all that, because I've had to realize that I've been somebody that I spent years smoking an enormous amount of weed every day, and I just had to realize it's not healthy. Even though it's in abundance, it makes you feel good, and even if I was still productive while smoking all that weed, I just feel like that's not normal to do that. and that's what they're normalizing out here, is for people to just be sedated all day.
All
So
day. It's not. Yeah.
that's not normal. So as much as pro legalization and pro weed as I am, I think that there has to be a level of discipline with each individual, and only you could like nobody else could speak on another person's like level of discipline. That's up to the individual. But I do think for myself, like I'm trying to reduce my smoking habit
No, me too.
to almost to where I could just take a couple hits at night and just fall asleep. I'm not smoking weed throughout the day or nothing.
So you'll be more productive, bro. It's just about definitely being more productive. And I wanted to ask you also this, bro. Where do you want to see yourself in the Alkaline community, like 5 years from now? Where are you trying to go? What are you trying to do? What do you want to see happen in the Alkaline community?
I mean, first and foremost, I want to see this everywhere. I mean, I don't want to ever have to feel like I got to struggle and go through social media platforms or look up on Google, Yelp, all these apps and just find nothing, because there was years I never used to find anything. I would have been eating alkaline.
AlkalineFoodFinds.com shows you where to find alkaline foods that I personally been to. Not no, oh they might have alkaline. No, I've been there, so that's why I made that website, mind you.
Yeah, that's important. We need more. We need that. And to be honest, like I said, growing up, I had to seek this alkaline food. Like, I came across a lot of these people I know by me seeking them. Like, it wouldn't have fell on my lap, a lot of these chefs.
You was really looking for this.
Yeah, I looked for it because you gotta understand, like, I was always vegan, and I heard about Dr. Sebi before Nip died. And I remember when Nip was speaking on Dr. Sebi, I'm like, wow, that's crazy that someone of this, like, status is talking about, even though there's a lot of people that have been in here. But when I see Nip talk about it, I'm like, man, I hope they don't do nothing to him. And then after that happened, for a while, I was seeking alkaline, just anything, herbs, food. And I used to think it was so unrealistic to limit your herbs and foods down to that list, because the ingredients is only so much. But as you meet more people in the community, more chefs, more herbalists, and they show you how possible it really is. And we're just conditioned to believe, like, we're conditioned to think it's not possible because of the foods they got us eating,
Yeah.
But when none of us are even from America, this is a melting pot.
Bro, that's why, bro.
We're not native to here, and none of the foods are native.
It's like you just want to see this everywhere, and I'm the same way, bro. And that's why, bro, I really vibe with you and rock with you, because, like, I sense that from you, bro. And that's the people I want to build with. That's the people I want to be around, because I've been in this game since 2020, trying to be alkaline, since Nipsey died. I found out about Dr. Sebi through Nipsey. And I told myself, I have this eczema, maybe this will work. Mm-hmm. So I always, I really appreciate Nipsey Hussle for, really being the one that, opened my eyes to alkaline food. And, that's why I do my podcast, because I want all the people just to know where you can find this, that, the third, make it more accessible. The whole podcast, even the interviews, is a directory to direct you to the official people, because I only deal with official alkaline people. If you don't see me eat at a spot, there might be a reason. And I'm not dissing anybody, but I'm going to make sure what goes in my body is the most elite of the elite products. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm on the same wave as you, bro. I want to be knowing where everything's at. That's why it's crazy. We seen each other at V Games, right?
Facts. And that was unplanned.
Unplanned.
I was already out there. He was already out there.
I just heard, yo, Suvi, and I look, and I'm like, Mikey? My Wavey? I'll cut that part out.
And funny part is, I'm with my mans that's not alkaline, and that just goes to show I'm always bringing people that's not from this to that and blowing their mind. Like, look, and that's good. That's a part of the formula right now. Like, we cater into the community of people that's alkaline, so we could thrive. But everybody that's already alkaline, you gotta really dial in and be a pioneer and really help expand this type timing, because all I'm doing is bringing it to people that haven't experienced that, because that's the biggest thing. You changing people's lives with just a simple meal, you know what I mean? It's gonna have someone go home, do their homework, they're gonna look that up, they get intrigued, they get interested,
least they know,
they feel better.
You know what? You're doing a lot, bro, because now when you tell them what it is, and if they ever get sick, if they really want to take the steps, they can. They know there's something out there. And, that's why I really appreciate you, bro, being around the community. Somebody like this is very important. Like he's not just trying to be alkaline for himself. He wants the whole world. I know
I
know.
wish my parents, my family would turn alkaline, but I know a lot of people in this community share the same experience. It's gonna be hardest to shift the ones closest to you. So I know I'm not alone in that, but I'll be doing it to the world, and then in return, maybe show my own family. You feel me? Like, look, this is you see all these people, lives we done changed, and y'all still being arrogant and ignorant to what's
Yeah,
going
bro.
on. But that's a common struggle. But we really do gotta shift the public's eye because there's too many sick people, and a lot of people are just content with living the life how they've been living. And I don't know. I guess I feel rebellious. I would rather be a part of like the rebellion of people that go against the grain when it comes to that. Cause
Nah, but we originals, bro. That's
yeah,
what I say. What is like with the mentality, the mindset, the food. You know, we all want to be entrepreneurs, eat the best, because that was the best original food. Originally, nobody worked for each other. We all had different businesses. You know, and we got to go back to that. Society makes us think that we got to go against each other, and no, this chef is cooking this. Now I gotta hate. Oh, this juicer's doing this. Now I gotta hate. Like people are in competition in this
yeah, you
alkaline
touched on a
game.
good subject too. I feel like a lot of things that we do, we need to source in house within the community and stop buying into these big corporations. Even the clothes, and even I'm guilty as well. But we need to stop shopping towards these big names and keep it in the community. Even realtors, real estate, down to yeah, like juices, the food, down to the clothing, down to everything. We need to keep everything small business within the community. It's how these people.
That's how like the
That's
Jews
why these
do it.
people run everything.
We gotta do it like the Jews, low key. But that was
Yeah,
originally our culture. We was like that, but we
they've
fell
just
out.
yeah they disintegrated everything
We
throughout.
stuck in the matrix now. You know,
Yeah,
working against each other when we can be growing together tenfold. I tell everybody, they be like, "Yeah, Subi, your podcast is going up," and I'm like, "Yeah, because I work with everybody official that aligns with me. I'm not here in competition with no one.
yeah,
You know."
that's the problem. A lot of people like they'll be quick to think that this is a competition or whatever. That type of mentality is a cancer to what's going on in itself. Because if we're gonna ever grow the movement to a type of level that it needs to be to reach every person it needs to reach, then people gonna have to put their pride to the side, their egos to the side, and really just tap in with the. I think love is the divine frequency or energy that humans supposed to operate off of. We supposed to be doing things out of love. So if we operate on that higher frequency, we're not gonna be sitting there tripping over little shit like that, like who did what first, or you feel me, or just anything pertaining to that, because that shit don't matter. It doesn't matter who did what first. There was people before here on this earth before all of us, generations before all of us. This information was here generations before all of us. So, I don't think anybody could sit here and claim to be like the creator of a lot. I mean, rest in peace, Dr. Sebi. He's definitely like the pioneer of a lot going on right now. That's why his legacy is well renowned. But outside of that, like the herbal realm and all that, I think we need as many chefs as possible. We don't have enough chefs. We don't have enough juicers.
Not
We
enough.
don't got enough
Not enough.
podcasters. Like we need more people like Suvi. Motherfuckers is on Suvi's head. Meanwhile, we need more people like Suvi. So what is that? I don't. I can never resonate with that. Like, I just think the funny business gotta go. Like we just trying to do this shit for the people. We gotta remain like that. Like I said, there's our cancer rates out here, especially in New York. If you see what the cancer rates out here is unbelievable. You feel me? People think by the time you 40, 50, you supposed to be sick. In my head, we should be 70. Not even in my head. I think it's pretty common knowledge that in the islands like Jamaica and all that, like people be 80 plus and great health, still running around, moving, eating good, living normal life. We got people out here in America before they even hit 30, they bald. They losing all their hair. You got people that they back hurt so much they don't want to leave their crib. They sitting playing game. You know what I mean? People are just living fucked up lives. That's not normal.
Bro, in Ecuador?
We've normalized that.
Yeah,
Though.
in Ecuador. Remember I told you yesterday, there's this one place in Ecuador, Villa Comba. I might have pronounced it wrong, but the average life expectancy of these people is 130. And when I'm telling you 130, they're still walking around like in the hundreds, walking around like it's regular. They're not unhealthy, and I believe is.
That's more than double what we.
But I
what we have
believe
going
that
on.
Ecuador place, this has probably the best water, the best air,
The air,
the
water,
soil.
soil, the food.
This is waters that if you go inside this river, people with eczema and people with cancer have healed from this river. And I want to go there one day. That's my dream, to go out there in Ecuador. And that's where I'm from. I'm 100% Ecuadorian. I'm not white. And no offense to anybody who thinks I'm white. But I'm just saying, I'm 100% indigenous, I would say. I know I got colonized probably from the Spaniards, but, you know, we all have, even a lot of melanated people too. But what I'm just trying to say is, I want to go back to my roots. And, you know, we should take a flight out there one day, bro, and just find that village. And, yo, just see what we can do. Because if that's a place that if you can go in the water and heal yourself and the water's the best, bro. Just imagine everything else.
Trust me, they don't even have that 5G or those frequency microwave technologies that also, not to come in with that angle, but it's the truth. I mean, just us being here in Manhattan, Long Island, Queens, anywhere.
We got 5G everywhere.
We're being hit, even in California, anywhere in the other states, we're being bombarded with radiation technology every day, down to the Wi-Fi, our phones, all this shit. So there's so many angles, and being alkaline, you can't fully prevent that. You can only try to alleviate that. So, you know, when you go to these indigenous countries, that's why your phone has very little connection. We're in the jungle. There's way more oxygen, fruits, nature, trees. You feel me? But where we at right now in a concrete jungle, imagine how many Wi-Fi routers are within just a couple 100-mile radius. You know what I mean? It's dangerous.
Yeah, that's why we gotta travel, bro. And I really, you know, you don't travel a lot outside the country. We gotta take a trip outside, bro. Cause you look, like you said, you never been mentally at peace. Cause you may be thinking something's wrong with you. Meanwhile, it's the food getting you angry, the 5G getting you feeling away. Imagine from the 5G, from the air, from the soil, everything is the healthiest of the healthiest, bro. We gotta take a trip, and that's what you need. You need that peace, bro.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people agree with me when I say like I've not prioritized self and I've focused on building a brand or division or whatever. A lot of times that's a disservice to self, because what he's saying, you need to really step back occasionally, at least like once a year, whatever. I haven't done it, but definitely going somewhere indigenous, somewhere out the country, and putting your feet in the soil and tapping into, you know, deep breathing techniques, meditating. I've done that in California. Obviously, I've been to Mexico and such, but I haven't really. I'm trying to go to Africa. You know what I mean? I'm trying to really see the world. So I know I haven't done that, and that's the next level for me. I know I'll be tapped into another level of my journey.
Let me ask you this, bro. Would you date a girl that would eat meat, or would you stick to people who are strictly alkaline? Or what's your opinion on that?
That's an important question. I battle myself on that question, and I've had that debate with others, but I'm not gonna lie. Traditionally, like, I have never even dated an alkaline woman before, and I don't think I dated a vegan woman either, as long as I've been vegan, as long as I've been alkaline. Because just to be honest with you, it's hard finding people that share the same viewpoints or whatever. I know there's a lot of vegans out there, a lot of plant-based, and there's alkaline women, but unfortunately, you feel me, I don't expect everybody to share that mindset. I feel like you could mold somebody. Honestly, I don't like that, though. I'd rather somebody already be on the type of mentality that I'm on.
You want somebody who's just wants to be alkaline.
I don't want to never put that onto somebody. Word. I feel like that should interest you in itself already. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know what I mean? This is something that I'm interested in. I'll fuck with this heavily. If you want to fuck with me, you're gonna have to be a part of this. You know what I mean? So I haven't really had that conflict with me, but I'm only 27. I'm a young bachelor, so I'm still doing what I gotta do. But yeah, I do believe anybody in this community, if you still out here doing what you do, I don't think your woman has to be alkaline, you know. But I think you should try to educate and bring whoever to this realm. You feel me? Because not everybody is gonna get it right away, and I don't think you should judge people or block people from the knowledge or access to dealing with you. Because some people, everybody on a different level of the journey. You might be that switch in someone's you know what I mean? You might be that person. So I don't try to close that door. You know what I mean? I'm
facts.
open.
And I tell people all the time, I got friends who are 100% alkaline, and I got friends that are 100% meat eaters. And
Mm-hmm.
look, I don't care. I like you for you. But when it comes down to a woman, that's gonna affect my kids' DNA. So I'm very
Facts.
picky, and
Facts.
I would talk to a girl that was still eating meat, but she would have to have an open mind to try my world, which is the
Mm-hmm.
alkaline
That's
diet.
important.
And if she doesn't want to convert at the end, that might be a deal breaker. But
And I respect that cause that's conflict. We overstand
unless I love her that much,
parasites. We know
yeah.
about parasites. We know about all that. And even nowadays, y'all could share the same diet, and she might have got vaxxed, and you might not have got vaxxed, and now that's even a
Oh, that's something I
conflicting
always
thing.
forget. They got the vaccinated.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's so
I
much
never got
variables.
vaccinated,
Me
so I,
neither.
I worry about shit like that. But um, yeah, it's really trying. There's a lot of variables out here. It gets scary when you start to go down all that. But I do think if you know about parasites and all that, you're gonna have to be parasite cleansing frequently.
The
You
only reason
know,
they say this because you got to think about it. You're gonna have kids with this girl, and your kids is.
gonna share the same
I
DNA.
want my woman to be an alkaline chef. I mean, not like saying in the community, but be the chef for my kids. Cause, I'm a traditional man. I want the woman.
I want my seed to be as smart as he possibly could be
Yeah.
and be at optimal health. We got so many autistic race with children nowadays. I know that God forbid, and salute to all the parents that are raising autistic children, but I just don't want to end up with that kind of like
That's a lot of from the
guiltiness.
vaccines.
I
That's
feel
from the
like,
vaccine.
yeah, yeah,
So that's what I mean. It's not just like the foods, because you got to think about it. If the girl's eating different, she's not gonna fight with me about the vaccines. She's not gonna fight with me about feeding her meat. Like
yeah. That shit's
I want
important.
my kids to follow what I do, because I truly believe but I truly believe in this diet to the max, and that's why I went all in with my lifestyle with this, because I really feel this is really where it starts, but it's beyond that. Because, like I said, she's probably not going to trust the government. I don't want to. If the girl trusts the government, I'm not going to trust her. Like,
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
that's probably one of the first parts of like getting on your journey is knowing that not everything is what it seems. And if you still trust in this establishment, you got a lot of awakening to do.
Yeah,
You know
if
what I
you,
mean?
if
That
you
shows you're in the entry level of this journey, if even enter the journey at all towards like any
yeah.
type of enlightenment. Because if you still trust the sources that be, I mean, we in them times, man. The power system gonna change right now. You either a part of the change or you gonna watch it change. You gonna be a spectator. But this world is changing. I know it's
It's
anybody
changing
that
little by
sees it.
little, and the alkaline community grew so much in the last year, bro. You can't even lie.
It quadrupled, if not maybe more. I mean, social media presence, chefs, everything. It all starts with with the chefs too. I feel like because if people don't have nowhere to go to get food, how are people gonna implement a diet?
That's the chefs are very important. That's why me and him try to respect the chefs as much as possible.
Because
Cause
think about it, you could be somebody that cooks in your kitchen all the time, and I give you this ingredient list of food to cook. If you don't know how to finesse those ingredients, you don't know how to make that taste good. So that's people get deterred
if
from wanting to
anything,
do
these
that.
chefs are really the key to this, because they get inspired. These people who are not alkaline to be like, I know I'm not like Chef Don or True Alkaline Foodies, but I'm gonna try to make my own for me at home, like
Yeah,
my own whatever. And you guys are really the key players. If anything, you guys are the MVPs of this alkaline community,
yeah,
because
that's what's gonna carry it through
the food,
to
man.
the next level.
Yo, God bless all the chefs out there, man, for real. Yo, and what's the last message you want to leave to the audience, my brother?
Um, Shit, man. If you, it takes a long time and a lot of discipline to be able. It's not easy to be able to shift to this way of eating. So, I think don't be hard on yourself. You feel me? If you, it's just a step by step thing. Cut out the bullshit that you eating, the processed foods. Try to implement more. Um, you know, fruits, coconut water is not as expensive. A lot of people think it's super expensive to eat like this, but if you go to the small markets and you get your coconuts and you get the fruits and you tap in with the chefs and you place your pre-orders, you'll notice that you could do this on a budget, and especially if you're willing to get busy in the kitchen, and it goes deeper than the food. Um, Mind, health is wealth. So, yoga, everything else, it's way more than the alkaline food. So I don't want to make it sound like there's a lot of toxic, acidic people that eat alkaline as well. So
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
I think this is a spiritual journey as well, and I feel like a lot of people need to also get right with their spirit and soul, and make sure that they move with intention. You know what I mean? And each move that they make is intentional. You know, it goes deeper. Like we operating off love though.
People be 100%. People be 100% alkaline, but acidic in the heart.
Yup, I see you say that, and I agree.
And bro, having stress or having anger in your heart, it's the same thing as eating a happy meal. And it ain't a happy meal. Cause bro, I'm telling you, like, I remember I would get mad or stressed or depressed, and I would get itchy. Anytime I eat food, I would get itchy. Anytime somebody sprayed perfume around themselves, I would get itchy. So I'm telling y'all being mad at somebody, being jealous, being angry, it's not gonna help you. It's literally going
You
against.
see how your nerves get when you get tight, your hands start to shake, all that. That's your body telling you this is not healthy on your nervous system.
But that's key, bro. You know, and
gotta
that's why I
get
fuck
the
with your
hate out
vibe.
your heart. You gotta get the hate out your heart, the envy, all those emotions. You know.
Yeah, exactly, bro, exactly. So, you know,
It's
man,
a journey. We don't judge nobody.
we don't judge nobody. I'm not perfect. I don't really be angry
Far
at
from
nobody.
perfect.
But if somebody gets me tight, sometimes I gotta be like, nah, I don't want to crash out. But sometimes, you know, you'll make me want to crash out. No offense, but for real.
Yeah,
but
logical reasoning over emotional impulse, and I'm one to speak. I gotta take my own advice as well, but you know, people will get you out of character in this world.
Yeah, but people will poke you 100 times. And then when you finally do something, they're like, "You're the bad dude." Like you know,
Yeah.
I hate that when people do that.
It's like Nip said, you just gotta work on your reaction to disrespect. I noticed I used to get loud or violent or feel like I gotta go the extra mile to get my point across, but I realized sometimes like letting your actions show or like just hitting them where it hurts, you know, just continue with the success hurts. You know what I mean?
That is
Success
true.
hurts.
Success when
Success
a lot of
hurts.
the people I had the falling out with, they, no offense to them, but they're not really nowhere, and they got left where they're at. And you know, my success just keeps showing, and I know they hate me. Some people block me because they literally cannot stop seeing my face with the collaborations that they just don't even want to see me, and that's okay. I'm not mad at y'all. Y'all can block me, delete me. I'm not mad at y'all. I hope y'all find peace, cause I know with me, I don't think about y'all. I'm moved on with my life. I want to mess with people like Wavey, people like True, people like Chef Don.
Yeah, when you got tunnel vision to what you building and whatever craft you in, it's like all the extra nonsense, that shit gets axed out.
Yeah.
There's no time for that.
No time. I don't got no time to be beefing. Like I'm busy. I'm living life. I'm not at home. Like I'm literally always outside. The only time I go home is when I sleep, and even 10 times out of the time, I'm somewhere else doing something. So, yeah, bro. That's why I
another
appreciate.
thing. Make sure
yeah.
you sleep too.
Oh
That's
yeah,
another one.
yeah.
That's
sleep.
most important.
We got
I didn't
me
even
and
think of
him
that.
both gotta get more sleep. I'm not gonna front. I sleep 5 hours a day, but
That's part of being healthy and
Yeah.
regulating
And
and balance. You know what I mean? Duality. Like you want to work hard, but don't overwork yourself. Work smarter, not harder. Sleep is so important.
sleep, bro. That's
I've
the
had
real
to
thing.
learn that throughout the years.
Facts, bro.
For sure.
But yo, I appreciate you coming on, brother. For real, bro.
Of course. You know
Yo,
that
we
shit.
we
First
better.
of many. We have this event in Long Island, so
Yeah,
they're
watch.
gonna see what's going
Yo,
on.
Wavey's better come in the game, bro. We all better just go up. You know, watch how much we work together. How
Shout out
we
to
work.
Asanera Juices.
Oh yeah. Shout out
And
to them.
shout out to True Foodies with his hemp milk. Shout out to
Pathline.
Pathline for
See,
his
like
salad.
he support many chefs, many juices, many. We'll get different foods in the same day. We support everybody, and that's how it should be. That's not enough. You guys are scared, like, oh, they're not gonna come to me now. We're gonna still come to you. We wanna come to you. So guys, we better wrap it up. Shout out to my brother Wavey supporting the whole Alkaline movement, the Alkaline chef, the
Shout out to the whole community.
Shout outs to the whole
Hats
community.
off to everybody doing what
Yo,
they
we
do.
respect you. We love you. We're gonna be, no matter what, we're gonna be right with you. We're gonna be there. We're gonna have your back. We're gonna go. We're gonna show your love, and we're gonna promote you to the world. Cause I'm not just only eating this food. I'm trying to get my whole family, my whole friend group, the whole world on this food. So just know,
100%.
we about to make history in the next couple of months. Remember that. And we out.
Peace.